Hey everybody, welcome back to DeHaven Family Farm. It is quit raining outside and it's 50 whatever degrees, so we got the door open here today. We're going to be working on this trailer, installing the winch, finally getting this project done. With me being kind of sick and everything going on, this trailer's been in the garage for, I don't know, 6 weeks or something. It should have been like a 5-day project, but anyway, so we're getting back to this today. Just going to go over a couple quick things that I've done so far. First thing I did, I cleaned all the crap out of the toolbox because that's where the battery's going. You can see this is just set in here right now sort of as a mock-up, but my battery box to protect the winch battery will fit in there just nicely. I can close the lid. The other thing that I've been working on here is mocking up my plate. This is some heavy C-channel here. This piece is a little wider than that piece, and that platform there will be wide enough to be able to put the winch on. I really didn't want to encroach into the floor space of the trailer, but if the winch comes this way, then I am not going to be able to keep the door, like the lid for the toolbox, open very easily. So it was a give and take, so I decided to go this way. Now I am going to add some extra support here. You can see like over there, there's a support, and there's another one back over here. So I'm going to add some sort of support in here as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to try and go down at an angle here or put something underneath. What I'm trying to do is save as much space as possible, so if I need the full deck of the trailer, I could still sneak the front edge of like a skid steer bucket or something underneath that. That's why I don't want to just drop straight down to the trailer. So that's what I've got so far. All right, so this is where we're at in the project. I decided this winch guide here in the front with the rollers. Instead of making brackets, I just said the heck with it, and I welded it right onto my plate. You can see the weld there where I welded those two guys together, and then we put a brace going down on each side here to support the front of that. Also, I do have the 4 holes drilled for the winch itself, and I think you saw in the last clip trying to use the wire brush there on the grinder to clean things up a bit, getting ready to wipe it down to prime and paint it today. Day's almost over, so I'd like to get it primed and painted, and then same video, but it'll be tomorrow for me. I'd like to come back and be able to finish installing the winch. So I think that's it for this clip here. Like I said, until tomorrow, because I'm just going to prime and paint this, and nobody wants to see me do that. So the next clip you're going to see will be tomorrow, when I actually start installing the winch, the wiring, and get everything done. Yeah, I guess I only made one mistake so far, and that is I wasn't thinking about the distance between here and here, and I thought I would be able to, and I'm still going to try. I thought it was taller, wasn't thinking. I did not paint the underside of my new channel, so I have to try and stick the spray can upside down and try and paint that some. I should have painted the underside of that before I welded it on there. So try to think ahead. Again, I'm not a professional fabricator, but any of those little things that you think of ahead of time sure make life easier later. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey everybody, welcome back to day 2. The sun is shining, but don't let it fool you. It rained again last night. For those of you who don't know, we do have an Instagram account if you're interested to post some pictures and stuff there, but I had an interesting picture yesterday or the day before, can't remember now, on some of the rain we've had here on the farm. So let's get to installing this winch here today. The paint dried overnight. This is what we're working with. All right, sorry if the picture's shaky. The trailer's wobbly while I'm moving around. Down in the holes here, there's 4 slots that you put square nuts in so they don't spin when you try and tighten the bolts. So now we gotta try and get this thing on here, preferably without scratching up my fresh paint. But we'll see how that goes. All right, so I guess it'll sit about like that. And then you've got the bolts here that there's 4 of them that go up from the bottom. I'll go ahead and put those in, tighten it up. I won't bore you with that. So the next step here is to take our solenoid box, and this hooks on the top up here. I guess we'll just try and center it the best we can. There's 2 Phillips head screws that go in here, and I guess that's just what keeps it from falling off. Okay, so it looks like this guy here comes over to this port here, like that. I had already taken off, there's a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut on the stud. I'd already taken those off there, so they were out of the way. So that guy looks like it's gonna go there. There's a diagram here I'm following, but they do actually have a red piece of plastic, a black one, and a yellow one. So I'm assuming that this guy with the yellow on it comes out and will go around to the yellow slot. So they do try and make it a little bit easier there for you. All right, so we'll snug those up later. Then this guy here is our long power cord, and it hooks to the circuit breaker, I guess via this bolt, and then this hooks to your battery. So I'll show you that in a minute. I got to get these wires run around down into the battery box. Before I do forget, they do give you your separate ground cable here, and that goes to a port here underneath the winch. And I missed something, just so you guys know. This is a little ground wire that comes from this module. You actually are also supposed to hook that to the ground down here. So I'll do that. Don't miss that step like I did. All right, we got our battery box installed. It actually comes with a Velcro strap, you know, if you were gonna strap it to a trailer or something. I bolted mine down in here just so it doesn't move around. And we're working here. We got our ground to hook up here. Okay, so I got it all hooked up. Just took a little finagling. I have to keep the wires coming in a certain spot, because you can see the outlet here on the lid. You can only put the wires in a certain way, so I had to run them that way. There's already wires coming in from the trailer, so I followed those, and then basically just came up and around here. And I'll zip tie all this stuff down a little bit here. So I think that's most of the wiring. I'm going to put the lid on the box here. I still have to do anti-corrosion spray on all the connections and put the little boots on. But before we go, let me hook the controller up and let's see if the thing actually works. We go back in. Like a charm. Beautiful. It works. Look at that. I can do something right. Okay, so I'm getting ready to put this hook on, and I figured there was nothing worth showing, but there is. This is the pin here that comes with it, slides through here, and there's a cotter pin that goes in that little dinky hole right there to hold that on. The cotter pin on your right is the little piece of crap that comes with it, and the one on the left is the one that I'm putting in there. Save yourself the aggravation right from the beginning, and do not use that chintzy little cotter pin. I think if I sneeze on it, I'm going to break it. Okay, so somewhere in the middle here is where I'm going to mount my solar maintainer. I obviously don't want it on the edges. You can see some spots. I'm going to be touching some paint up here, just rock chips. So you don't want a solar panel there. And you don't want it facing straight up and down. Like I said, here I get snow, so it'll block it. So I'm going to put it in here somewhere. I didn't mount it yet because I do have the paint on the rest of the trailer I'm going to touch up. And I'm just going to take that off real quick. I don't want to get paint on it. But basically, that's roughly where it's going to go. You can see I put the winch cover on. I still have to zip tie those wires, which again, I'll do after I'm done painting. But basically, that maintainer wire runs, it follows these other wires, comes down. The only unfortunate thing is now I have to use a bungee cord to hold my lid up. I was kind of afraid of that. I tried to keep the winch that way, but all those wires sticking out, it'll work out. But then you come down here in the box, and here's everything. These two are for the maintainer, and everything else is all hooked up. All I gotta do is put the lid on. Box is secure in here, and that should pretty much take care of the install. All right, I thought while I wait for this paint to dry, I'll finish out this video here. I did some touching up on the trailer, but there's the winch. I don't remember if I had a shot with the winch cover on or not. It fits on there pretty nice, but there she be, sitting on the platform, all hooked up. The only thing I still have to do, like I said, I'm waiting for this paint to dry, is zip tie the cords. And I actually, I still have to mount my little solar thing too. I got my toolbox cleaned up, and what I did, I had a little spare bucket, had screws in it with a lid. I put all the stuff that goes with the winch, the hand controller, the manual, what else did I have there? A tow rope, stuff like that. I put right in there to keep it out of the weather. So that is tucked away in there. I got to finish cleaning things off. But there it is, guys. That's pretty much it. That'll do it for this video. Next thing I'm going to be working on, and I won't film it, I'm actually going to make a bar here that comes up, about 2.5 feet to hold my round bales on the front. So when I load the round bales, any of you that have watched last year and saw my hillbilly hay rack thing that I had on the front, a weirdo wooden thing I had going here, we're not going to have that this year. We're going to have a nice removable bar that'll be on here. So that's what I'm going to work on tomorrow. But again, I won't film that. If anybody has any questions about the winch install, again, not a professional fabricator, not a professional installer, but it really wasn't too bad. The instructions were okay, you know, basically running wires and hooking it up, so that wasn't too bad. But yeah, questions, comments down below. Appreciate everybody watching. And don't forget that we did start a second channel called Little Red Farmstead. And on that channel, if you're interested, is going to be a lot of gardening type things, seed starting, soil testing, all kinds of different gardening type homesteading things are going to be on that channel. We do have a few videos up. Link is in the description if you're interested in those types of things. Also, all the animal videos, our goats and pigs, be raising some meat birds this year. All of that will be on that channel. So again, if you're interested, hop over to there, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned over there. If not, that's cool. Hit the subscribe button on this channel for me, please. Channel's starting to grow a tiny bit. We did hit the 2,000 subscriber mark. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed and has stuck with me. Thanks so much. It's a lot of work doing these videos, and I try and do a good job. I mean, I'm not a professional, but I try and do a good job, and I thank everybody so much for watching and subscribing. Don't forget the bell icon. And I guess that's about it for today, guys. Hope to see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.